Hey, welcome to Pop the Balloon to Find Love STL mini reunion. I'm Crystal, and today I'm joined by some of the favorite matches, y'all, that we recently made. So we're gonna catch up with them, get into some of the viral moments, get into some of the viral comments, and just see what had happened after they matched. Okay, so welcome, Lee. Okay, Shy.
Hey.
Anna.
Hello.
KG. Josh. Elias. Welcome, y'all. Give it up for yourselves for coming out, okay?
Yeah.
Give it up. Everybody look nice.
Thank
you.
you.
How y'all feeling?
Good.
Feel amazing.
Very
Feeling.
good.
Nobody nervous. Everybody ready.
Nah, I ain't
All
nervous.
right, good.
Just a
Okay.
tad.
So we're going to just jump into some questions. Feel free to just jump in and answer it. My first question is going to be, what inspired you to do Pop the Balloon to Find Love STL dating experience? Was it curiosity, idea of love, or just something to do that's different? Anybody?
For me, it was definitely the idea of finding someone that you wouldn't typically see on the daily basis, and that you'd be able to connect and really go further with a relationship and connection.
Yes, I remember during the vetting process, I was like, I got you. Okay, anybody
I
else?
think for me, not being from St. Louis, it was a way for me to get to know people, I guess. And I think that was the first thing. Now, I have been seriously dating even before this experience, but I thought it was a fun experience, really.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, like an experiment, basically.
Like an
Because
experiment.
it's like speed dating in the modern day almost.
That's
So I thought it was
something
kind of cool.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Anybody else? Any guys?
I think it was pretty interesting to see where we are, like in the market, or what's going on out here, and where do you stand? Like,
Yes.
can you go out and just find somebody that you could just match with? You know what I'm saying? Instantly. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was cool. So
For me, it's a curiosity. I had to just see, you know what I'm saying, what it was talking about. I've seen it online so many times.
yeah.
You know, I just had to see
You had to see twice.
twice, right? Y'all invited me back, so I was like, you know what? Let me test my luck again.
Yeah, take your
So
luck
when you
again.
Right.
Got you.
Well, I knew I was gonna put that shit on, so I wanted to see who was gonna start hating. That's
Oh,
most.
okay.
And then I want to see who, you know what I'm saying, who liked the man.
Who's gonna
Who
like
liked
something?
you?
Yeah,
So
let's see.
somebody
Let's see if
definitely
we can make
liked
something
you.
work. Let's see if we can do something.
Ooh, look at you making eye contact. So, hold on, let me get into it. Let me get into it. So somebody definitely liked you. And as soon as she came in, she was just like, "Yeah, you."
Yeah,
I'm
I know y'all edit that part out.
Yeah,
I was like, what
yeah, we
happened?
did. And I didn't
Ain't
know
no
he was
shame in
gonna
my
edit it
game.
out.
Ain't no
Yeah.
shame
She
in my
came in,
game.
she was talking to him,
Yeah.
and I was like, no, you have to ask everyone. And she was like,
Oh.
okay, well, you. And I'm like, nah, that's not how this
Hey, well,
goes.
you
Hey, I
great.
be choosy.
Yes,
okay?
yes.
Ain't no
Out
shame
the
in my
gate.
game.
So let's open it up
Niggas
to
know.
Ellis and Lee. How did the communication begin between the two of you? Who initiated communication?
I didn't
After
get
the
to
match.
answer the other question though. I didn't.
Go
Get,
ahead.
yeah,
Oh, I'm
I didn't get to
sorry.
answer the question.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I like the Pop the Balloon shows. I like to watch them in the middle of the night. So I was like, when I saw the flyer on Facebook, I was like, absolutely. And when I told all my friends and stuff, they were like, go for it. And I'm like, okay. So definitely the idea of finding love sounds good. You know, you can find love walking down the street. So figured it'd be the same thing.
Can you read love walking down the street?
You can.
I don't be walking down the street.
Possibly.
All right. Well, you could still jump into
Okay.
the question. Who initiated the communication after you two match?
I can take care of you.
It's a match. It's a match, y'all! Yay!
He called it.
Yeah. And you even gave him another balloon.
Well, I guess, you know what I'm saying, I called her. You know what I'm saying?
So you did.
was
Just
like,
say
hey.
I
I
initiated.
was like, hey, where you at? She's like, I'm just a few exits up the road.
And I'm like, I'm on the way back. Skirt.
She was still liking. What about you, Josh and Shy? Who initiated communication?
Is it a match for you?
I think so. I would love to get to know him and, really connect with him on a deeper level.
Is it a match for you?
I say yeah.
We got a match! Yay! I'm super excited. Oh, y'all so awesome.
Well, it was really fun because after our original episode and everybody left, we went to get drinks and then we kind of went out. So it was real cool. I think at the end of the night before I went home, we made sure we both got each other's numbers. I I can't really say when who planned the first day, but I knew I wanted to go to church. I knew I wanted that to be
Be the
a day.
first.
So yeah. So I
Okay.
think
That's
I was the
good.
one who was like, when we going to church.
Okay,
Yeah.
make sure he ain't faking. Okay.
You see what I'm
So
saying?
make sure he ain't
Church
faking.
too.
That's what's up.
Is that the next day after the?
Not the
No,
next day. It
no.
was like
we
the
recorded.
The
next couple
22nd, I
days.
want to say, was on a Thursday, but we went
Okay.
to church that following Sunday.
Who church? Who church home?
Mm.
My church.
Your church.
is
What
Okay.
is your church?
Principal Things Christian Worship Center.
I know
out
that's
there in
right. Say it
St.
loud.
Charles. Principal Things Christian Worship Center.
All right.
Okay. Did you enjoy it?
I really, really did. I'm going this Sunday too.
Okay. Oh.
All right.
That's what's
Back
up.
at it.
Won't he do it?
A new member.
Yes, he
You
will.
know what I'm saying?
Got a new member.
I'm about to
Right?
remember.
KG, Anna, who initiated communication with y'all? All right. So, my question. Is it a match for you?
Yes.
Okay. Is it a match for you?
Most definitely. Yeah.
We got a match, y'all. Yay.
I feel like we both kind of reached out to each other a bit. I feel like KG, you didn't really, initiate a date or anything or plan a date or anything. So
I remember when y'all matched, y'all was just like little birds behind the scenes. I was like, I can't focus. I'm done. All right, so let's jump into it. I'm gonna keep it on y'all. Since filming, how have things progressed between you two? Whoever want to
honestly,
ask.
honestly, I feel like things have progressed more in a friendly manner, not in a romantic manner. Because, like I said, he didn't really initiate any date or plan a date or anything like that. We talked a little bit, but it wasn't much of like intimately, romantically connecting. So I think he's a great dude. I don't think he's just like romantically like for me.
Okay. Why not? What?
You say why not?
Yeah, what had happened?
What had happened was, I'm gonna be completely transparent. At first, I want to say I really like her. She dope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's beautiful, talented, all of that. It was just an incident to where I realized I was like, you know what? Maybe she's better, as just being a friend, because I kind of felt like, and I'm just being transparent, I kind of felt like she vibed more with my homeboy
Oh.
than me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yeah, I think I could, but I was like, she need to be around though.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I think she's pretty cool. She, you know what I'm saying? We pretty much, create content and stuff. So we all do the same thing. So I just thought it would be dope to keep it around. But as far as pursuing, I'm intentional. So I'm not even going to play with nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, okay, well, if it didn't go that way, I'm not going to even act like it's going to go that way.
Okay.
You know?
So referring the homeboy vibe into something,
I would push that.
you would push it.
Yeah, I push.
Oh.
Because she should be around.
Like,
I feel
don't
like
stand in the way now. Like,
I ain't that type of guy.
I feel like you didn't like really even try though. Cause when we had our little content creation, I love, your energy, creating, working together. That's mwah, but I feel like you didn't even really try to initiate a date, or before we had that session with.
Yeah, I agree.
So I feel like you kind of already had your mind kind of set,
Mhm.
and it wasn't really a genuine interest in like getting to know me more.
I wouldn't say that.
But if it
'Cause I-
was, then you would have initiated a date. Simple, walking apart.
You're right.
But it's nothing, like I said, not a bad man. You're a great
Yeah.
guy. I like your energy.
Yeah, I like
Your aura
yours, too.
speaks for itself. It's
Yes.
just romantically, I need somebody sure about me that's gonna put some
Facts.
pressure behind
Facts.
their
Clock that
words.
T.
So did you communicate that at least?
I didn't.
This your first time hearing that?
Oh, okay.
Why? Hold on.
This
Wait
is
a
some
minute. Wait a
cutthroatery.
minute.
Sips tea.
What?
I need another.
Yeah, I didn't drink on that one.
Y'all gotta take.
I drink. We're gonna drink
What?
that.
Is this someone? Is this
Hold on, wait.
refillable glasses? Like, you don't drink today?
I'm not drinking. I got
Y'all go drink.
Why wouldn't you communicate that at that time to kind of just get a feel, rather?
Get a feel for it
Yeah,
instead of
so
just
she could give
bailing.
you some either reassurance of what you are feeling or not.
I want to say, and I'm gonna be transparent again. I think simultaneously at the same time, I was really feeling somebody else too
Okay.
at the same time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I started to realize it was like I kind of felt like it was
Was it one of her friends?
It was a mutual. Nah.
I was just seeing.
Oh,
Being messy. Being messy. Sorry, go ahead.
She
Wait, what
told-
She's somebody that one of my friends.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
her friend, she like my
y'all was
friend.
mingling and
Yeah,
whatnot.
nah.
Okay.
I kind of felt like she got on board, but
Mm-hmm.
no, I definitely take accountability for not actually communicating that
Yeah.
like I should have. But I definitely felt like she was on board with, you know,
Y'all on the same page.
yeah.
About just being mutually.
But how, the same energy she gave me. So I mean, but that was my opinion on it.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, it was pretty interesting because I feel like I wanted to take a chance on him.
Yeah.
Like throughout the lineup, me and him did connect. His energy aura was bright. And even though he was like, I got 4 kids, 4 baby moms, I'm like, I instantly was like,
Get out
but
here.
I thought about it and I'm like, people was kind of laughing and it just the lights was bright, everything at
It
the
was
same
beautiful,
time.
yeah.
And I was like, I just want to give them a chance. I don't want to rule somebody out just because of their past. Kids are a gift and I didn't really want to ask him in front of everybody, like, what's your situation with your baby moms? And like go into it. And I didn't want to embarrass him or, have that intimate conversation or in front of everyone, but I wanted to give him a chance. So
I think
that's what I
y'all
did.
energy was so awesome. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna dig you a little bit more.
Do
Oh,
that.
God.
Do that.
About
Do that.
because you're so transparent.
Yeah.
I am.
What
I am.
about her interaction with your friend that made you feel like
Yeah, tell me.
it would be a little bit more of a match over there versus with you?
Yeah, Greg. Hey, you freak.
No,
Right after she said she doing, he got freaky.
He made a song about booty holes, bro.
Oh, the freaky ass. Oh, he a this freaky, bro. Bro, I'm not, bro.
Booty
no,
hole. I'm trying to tell you.
Come on, man.
He
Are
made
you
a
serious?
song about booty holes. I'm sorry.
Oh, you good.
I can't believe he just did this because he made a song about booty holes and that's
What
turned
the
up.
fuck is he doing? She called it before he even did this. You a freak.
It's legit. Like,
Yeah, nigga, man. That's making me uncomfortable.
Aside from, hey, I'm already kind of feeling somebody a little bit more, what made you?
Enlighten me.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, you should answer that, Christopher. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
curious too.
Yeah, true.
it was deep.
Oh,
I mean, it's actually on footage too. Like I got calls. Like my partners was calling me, like, "Hey, did she match with you, or did she match with your boy?" So, but just being there, I was like, you know what? I feel like from knowing my partner, just knowing how he is, and then realizing like how she is, she was so dope. Like, but they really just like hit it off.
was it when they were laughing and she touched his shoulder?
You be peeping.
Yeah,
I was actually apologizing because I was a really loud person. I'm loud. Being loud is one of my love languages.
The world came and said something about that.
I was
like,
loud in his ear,
I
and
feel
I
like-
reached and I said, I'm sorry, I'm loud in your ear.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh my God, I'm just.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
That's what it was like. It was
Yeah,
like
like,
that.
That part
It
when
was
you
like
talking
that right
about my
there.
booty hole song.
Ooh.
That part.
Did you see it? But did you see it? Did you see the interaction? Okay, all right.
I ain't got
Okay.
time.
All I
I
heard
got
was
time to
interaction.
delve into
Okay.
that.
He
Hey, man.
seen but all jokes aside, it
I
was,
did.
I didn't necessarily think anything of it.
yes, you did, because you just
I can't say I thought some of it because I don't know. I didn't know.
because you didn't know
anything.
Okay.
So it could have been perfectly fine. But
Right. Yeah, it was interesting.
this is dope. 69 guys.
Here you go. Here you go.
I must have
I
missed that
drink
one.
to that
Some of
too.
the this is dope.
It was. I thought it was really dope overall to see y'all overall chemistry all together, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was
It
just
was
it
nice.
was a little
Okay.
it was dope.
All right, we're gonna get off of y'all.
It's
cool, it's cool.
Let's go on down to the
need a
next.
break.
Sis filming. How have things progressed between you, Josh, and Shy? Did you guys start dating exclusively? Are you taking it slow, or have things ended? You want to go first? Since tell the pastor what had happened.
Since originally filming, we did go to church. After church, we did go to the movies. In my opinion, communication has been an area of opportunity. But I was transparent. I did ask twice if he was ready to seriously date. He said yes. We'll see. But yeah, I do like him. I feel like, since we've talked, morals definitely on the same type of time.
Yeah.
I personally have spent a lot of time, especially after graduating college, about just learning different things about how to become a wife. I truly feel like you can be a wife before you meet your husband, and you should prepare to be that. So that's kind of the stage that I'm in. If he is on that same wave and has time to do that, I'm open to it. But I would say in every opportunity really is being able to connect more. Because you remember, he popped on me because he thought I was a nurse and I wouldn't have time.
Yeah.
But I feel like that reality has definitely shifted to where I'm kind of waiting on him to initiate things or have time to spend.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty accurate. It's true. When it comes to being in the studio, I get called to go to the studio all the time. Random times of the day, I'll be in the studio until 2 a.m. And she'll see that, of course. Sometimes I have to cancel dates or reschedule things, mostly because it's like I'm on call. In a sense, it is like I work in the medical field, or what I thought was the medical field. So
I just thought that was kind of funny that his initial fear about me ended up being
right.
It's like my reality is that now.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a little hurt, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it was like, okay, well, I was ready and I'm open, I'm free, I'm making sure I'm free, but you ain't ever free.
So I remember even during the vetting process, and you were telling me like I got like 3 jobs. I work, I do this. I was like, "Ooh, don't say that." But then you work in this field because that will scare someone away.
Yeah.
But you was really particular still in this space, So do you still like in the absence of him? Are you still just working and?
I'm working all the time. The blessing about it is that I can make my own schedule.
Yeah.
I'm not in a position to where I've been working since I was 13. Like I have a very long work history. So I have so much experience to where I can build and make the lifestyle I want, especially with me going to pursue my master's. That's kind of going to be my last thing. It'll give me the lifestyle I want, the amount of income I want, and it'll allow me to be the mom and wife that I want to be. That's kind of my thing. But yeah, I mean, I still work. I'm always go to work. I'm always go to work. But yeah, I still am making time to really date and find my person.
That's so awesome. Okay. All right, we're gonna move on along to y'all.
Wait, he ain't answer no questions.
He did.
I did.
Yeah.
Did I not?
Yeah,
I
he
spoke.
answered that one. He answered
Okay.
that one. He answered that one. We
Sound
got
like
some
she
more
got some
questions.
questions she might want to ask.
We got some
I
more. So what about you, Elias and Lee, since filming? Have things progressed exclusively for you guys, or are you taking it slow?
Mind if I answer this one?
Have things ended?
Go ahead.
Anyway, we've been kicking it. We've been having a great time, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
Tell them what my name is.
Why do you insist
What's
on
his
playing
name?
with me?
Hold up.
What's his name?
Whatever. I'll say things
I
are
got
going.
you. I know you.
Hold up.
That's daddy, y'all. Okay, that's daddy.
What happened?
Tell them what my name is.
She talking about what happened.
You got a name?
You got tatted on
Tell
you?
them what my name is.
What happened?
She just said it. She said it loud and clear.
She couldn't hear it.
I couldn't hear. I'm sorry. I was laughing.
His name is Daddy.
Oh.
Daddy.
Oh yeah, things progress.
I say things are going well.
Things
are going well.
It's progressive.
Excuse me,
It's progressive.
in my defense,
So
though, I asked him when you introduced yourself, he told me his name was Yeezy. And then when he called me, I asked him what his name is, and he said, and I'm like, like he finna come up with some wild shit. So when he said, call him Daddy, I'm like, all right, I'll play in that. That's obviously part of our whole little repertoire. And then eventually he gave me his name, but I'll stick with Daddy.
Yeah, whatever she said.
Whatever she said. Okay, Elias. So did y'all go on any dates after you match?
Yeezy don't date.
Yeezy don't hate.
But that's what he did. That's what he told me. Hey, but
you were okay with him saying he don't
the
date?
thing with me is I have a busy lifestyle anyway, so I'm not really a dater anyway. I don't mean to sound like a pick me, but that's a waste of money in my opinion to go dating. We actually have gone out though. We went to the showcase Yeezy won. So that was very exciting. We had a good time. We had a really good time. So I don't really put a lot of stipulations on stuff, obviously, which is how I ended up finding a match with someone. And like I said, I don't. When I came up, I said I didn't have any expectations. Just wanted somebody that was being themselves, and that obviously is this guy.
It don't get
You
no
know what
more
I'm saying? It don't get
authentic
no
than
more
that.
real than that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
from I just feel like personally he's been very, very transparent from the jump, which I can respect that. And can't really hold that against nobody. People lie for no reason when they could just keep it Pete, and they don't. So when you get somebody that'll honestly tell you whether it's good or bad, ugly or pretty, you can't do nothing but respect that.
For sure.
And just
Okay.
roll with it.
For sure. So why don't Yeezy date? I want to know why.
It's just who I am.
That's what he said.
It's just one thing.
I'll change that.
So how do you take any
I got something to
preparation,
change
getting
that.
to know someone and filling them out, seeing if it's someone you really want to grow with, be
Like she
with?
said, like we've been having a good time.
Okay.
When we left her, you know what I'm saying, I pulled my guitar out, tried to warm my fingers up a little bit, played a little tune. She got to know me like that. We went down here. Actually walked down the street when we came back, got to know each other a little better. I sang a little tune.
He
We
did.
went to the bar. She took care of me.
Took care of you. Got it like that.
We got outside. I like to think I made her feel very special.
You did. Hey, I mean, it doesn't
we went
take
to
much.
the showcase. She go Yeezy till she couldn't no more. Daddy brought home the money.
Back.
That's how I do it.
That's true.
Okay. So outside of his showcase music, what have you learned about him that make you feel like, okay, I'm getting more and more connected since y'all don't have that intentional time in a more traditional fashion?
We have traditional time.
Okay.
Just not going like we go. It's only been a couple of weeks.
I mean, I'm sorry, traditional dating, not time. Yeah, you have time, but you don't.
I don't know. I still wouldn't say that it is. I think we've spent an adequate amount of time with each other in the last 2 weeks that was provided. Like you said, we went out the same night, and then I think we saw each other the next weekend, and then the next weekend after that,
And then,
and then yesterday.
And then karaoke night.
Huh?
Karaoke night.
Karaoke night?
Rappers, scrap it.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's what I was talking about. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
That
We had
too.
breakfast.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I've been outside.
Oh yeah, breakfast
We've
too.
been
I
having a
noticed.
great time.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's what I said. I don't.
She been taking care of me.
So that was my question. Did you receive any money?
Mind your business, lady.
Yes.
Mind your business, lady.
You the one who put it out there. That's what you had said.
Yeah, but now you all in my financial business.
Okay, you're right. I don't want to know your financial business.
Right.
You give him some coins.
I offered him the quarters that were in my purse,
Yes,
and he
how about that?
turned them down.
Okay,
He
how
turned
about
them
that?
down. So
See,
I believe he said, "Woman, get that shit out of here."
See?
What?
Oh, mind your business.
I
Shut
can
up.
be a good guy.
Okay.
Could be a good guy. That's crazy.
I
My
mean-
nigga said I could be a good guy.
So Josh, you guys went on a date. First date was at the church. Then you went to the movies. What movies you see?
Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
What
you
was the most memorable thing that happened in your date?
Honestly, church was absolutely amazing. From the word that they preached to the prayer that we had in the dialogue we had a little bit after with the pastors who so happened to be his parents. It was a great dialogue. Good people. We talked about the word. And that was probably the best thing. I mean, in the movies, of course we didn't get a chance to talk really, but even the movie was nice because I saw a little bit of the first one, so to be able to see the whole second one and kind of get an understanding was nice too.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah, I thought it was actually cool that we went to church, got to spend time with family, and then went on a date. Kind of like, I don't know, it was like a full circle date.
Mm-hmm.
You got to see different aspects of life, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Real quick too.
That's dope. Have you ever? I'm gonna ask still. Have you ever went to church? Took a date to church?
Not like an official date. Like I've brought people that I was dating to church, but I never like made it a date and made it a part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's real dope.
Okay.
I was like, damn, that kind of sound messy, but I'm not trying to be messy. I just think it's dope.
I mean, you know, over time, I mean, my parents have been pastors.
Like, I just think it was dope. Like, hey, that's fire.
My parents have been pastors for the past like 15 years, so you know. And I go to church every Sunday, play keys.
That's what's up. Okay, so we know y'all ain't going on no date. Yeah, but what is the most surprising discovery about each other since the cameras stopped rolling?
I would say last night. She got on my podcast last night
Okay.
when we went live, and she was interested.
Okay.
She feisty. I didn't know she was that feisty, but she can communicate
Very well. Yeah.
So that was dope. You know what I'm saying? She got intellect.
Mm-hmm.
She was able to hold her own. You know, I had her on there with 3 men, and she held her own on that. So I think that was pretty cool. You know, so
yeah,
That's
that
nice.
was
What was the discovery?
Yeah, the surprising discovery since the camera stopped.
Maybe a little bit more that he's more musically in tune than I thought. I didn't really think he would like make music and like really be into that. And I actually listen to some of his music, and it's actually pretty decent.
Okay. All right, that's cool. What about y'all?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Yeah, what was that?
Look, for the third time, what is the most surprising discovery about each other since you met?
I don't know, because he's kind of let it all hang out. Shit. I don't know. I would say I didn't know that he made music at all. And I didn't know that he sings and plays the guitar. You womanizer, you. Anyway, so that was very nice discovery because I love a man that can sing and that'll sing to me. So and play the guitar for me. So that'll always work in front of everybody.
I let these niggas know, baby. I let these niggas know
Yeezy.
every time.
Anyway, but I was talking about, I forgot. But the point is, yeah, he's great. I like him. I think he's great. I mean, you can't judge a book by its cover. You know, I just, in my opinion, I just figure somebody that really doesn't have anything is not going to tell you they don't right to your face. Like, you know what I mean? You and me, the guy that dress up and do all that, what they call it, love bombing and carrying on. And then next thing you know, he's asking you for money. You like, wait a minute. At least you came out the gate like you got something for me. Damn, all right. I mean, I just figured he knew a rich bitch when he saw one. So, you know, I wasn't offended at all. But I'm just being for real. But no, for real though, that's that was the something. What did you stop looking at? Look at
Okay.
Stop looking
What
at
about you? Look at okay, you learned something new, huh? What's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
most surprising discovery since matching that you learned about Lee?
She got a very surprising sense of humor. She funny as hell. She funny as hell. And she got bars too. I dig her music. You know what I mean? She ain't scared to karaoke.
You know,
I thought it was really
that's my producer
surprising that
right
we
there.
got like a lot in common.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think those are all dope things about her.
That was very G-rated of you.
You're welcome.
He's talking about you.
The way he looking, he got some more surprises.
Oh,
God.
Whoa.
right now. You
Hey,
doing
man.
so well right now.
All right, what about you two?
Wait, can I also ask them real quick? It's the fact, I'm not trying to bring this back up, like the booty hole song or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's
what
the
is
fact that
What's the
Rick
song
and
he
Morty
has?
is my favorite show, and the fact that he got the character on his socks,
Yeah.
his name is Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Yeah.
Just, I wanted to point that out.
Right
Oh yeah,
there.
he said that was intentional.
Okay.
Mr. Poopy Butthole is his
Yeah.
We
name.
got SpongeBob. What socks
It's
you
the
got
poopy
on?
All
butthole.
things
You got on regular,
coinciding.
regular socks?
Yeah, I got regular,
Regular,
just
regular
regular
got
socks.
SpongeBob
black,
on.
Nah, just regular
black
socks.
on.
You're doing good though. You're
Yeah,
still
you
doing
good.
good.
Yeah.
What about Josh and Shy? Anything surprising discovery since matching?
You go first.
She surprised me. So I usually have a test when I start dating women. It's a real test. It's a real test. It's not like a character thing. It's nothing like that. I just need to know you could cook. That's it. So I just asked her if she could make a meal, and then like the next day she did from scratch. She made my favorite cake from scratch.
And I know
I
that.
was
What kind of cake?
complete
It was
shock.
That was crazy.
Damn.
I was in shock.
He said-
No, look, but the best part about it was she didn't just make it though. It was fire.
Oh, that's good.
Like I said, I come from a long line of women who, you know, when they come to get in that kitchen, take care of that house, they do what they do. So, you know, anytime I used to have a bakery business. I was successful in about 3 states. When I came to St. Louis, I was kind of too busy to keep it up, but cooking is something I've always loved to do, like making cakes from scratch. Like, we don't do nothing out of a box over here. There's no Velveeta. Like, I get up, I grate my cheeses, Gouda, Sharp, Mal. So it was don't get me wrong, I had fun making sure that he was fed and he was good. I was cooking for Memorial Day, so it was something that was like, okay, I knew he had a busy day, so I was like, you know, it wasn't a problem. My little brother was kind of pissed about that mac and cheese because he wanted that mac and cheese real bad, but she
gave it to you.
Yeah. Well, no, don't get me wrong. I made sure my baby brother was taken care of, for sure. But my brother was like, you know, who is this for? I was like, man, I ain't been there. But I guess a shocking discovery that I found out about him, going to the church and everything, there was a certain young lady he used to date that I was made aware that popped up that they are still very much so in contact with. So that kind of shocked me because when I asked if he was ready to seriously date, it didn't come up. And I'm not gonna lie, it made me kind of want to retreat. But I did some prayer about it, and I asked a question about the situation, and he was honest about it, and I respected that. So
So y'all have met each other's family.
He hasn't met my family. The only reason why I met his was because his parents were the pastors at the church. I think in any other given situation, it wouldn't have been like that. But it just so happened that church was our first date. They were preaching, and you know, that's just kind of what happened. I didn't take it as like a monumental thing, like, oh, I'm meeting his parents, nothing like that. But they was cool. Like, I love his moms. Me and his mom just talked the other day. Oh God, yeah.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Tell me for real.
Oh, I like this.
Deep.
What about y'all? Y'all meet each other as family, friends?
No, my mama live in Dallas, and no, we just been hanging out with each other.
She got to meet the There It Is squad.
Oh yeah, where it is?
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, she got to meet squad. So yeah, I ain't met none of her people yet, but I'm sure I will pretty soon.
Okay. Outside of friends, family, for you too?
You met my friend.
I said,
well, we know that.
Outside of friends. We know she met friends. Outside of friends.
I had to be. I was just being petty.
Yeah, look at you turning red.
I'm bad.
To see this
my
friend,
bad.
turning red. This friend.
You mean
like,
family?
interaction?
No.
Y'all didn't progress.
Yeah, we didn't really progress that much. Like, we hung out as like, you know, as the podcast and doing some footage and stuff, but nothing further.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So since y'all are unmatched, would you consider coming back for another show, or was this a one-time experience?
Honestly, I feel like for me, it's more of a one-time experience. Okay. I just wanted to test it and see like if it was like aligned.
Yeah.
If that one time I went on there, I found the one person that was for me and perfect.
Well, keep watching. You never know.
That's true. Like, I'm not opposed to it. I'll say that. But I kind of looked at it as a one-time thing because I was planning on taking my match to the So,
oh, baby.
Yeah.
Oh.
Trying to take
what about you? I dropped the ball.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you would have known. You would have known.
Flag on the play.
Communicate a little bit more. You would probably know something else.
And I know
I had high hopes for him, but you know, it's life.
What's the question?
Would you consider coming back, or was this a one-time experience?
Probably be a one-time thing.
Why?
You know, I don't want to sit here and just make it a serial thing. I think
you can only come back one more time.
That's
you know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm not opposed to it.
Okay.
You know, you hit me up. I won't be.
Get a little lonely. Just like go back and pop the balloon. Meet somebody.
Yeah, get lonely.
When that other girl doesn't work out, how you imagine?
Oh.
Shut. Oh man. So y'all not locked in. Y'all locked in with each other? Would you say that?
What does that mean?
Are y'all together?
No, you got it. I'm a person of language and vocabulary.
Are y'all like exclusively taking it slow
we haven't taken it nowhere. We just had that one
Okay,
day.
so
yeah,
my
we just had that
question,
one day.
would you consider coming back on the show? Y'all spoke so beautiful each other. I'm like, damn, they kind of together or not? Like, yeah,
no, honestly,
it's a one-time
yeah, it was a
experience.
one-time thing, and I'll say mostly because even though I did have fun on it, I do think what I'm looking for. I think when a lot of people come, it's for the fun thing. I feel like me and what I'm looking for and kind of my path right now. I don't want my person, whoever that is, regardless if it's him or not, to see me on here a bunch of times and be like what you really on. So it means a lot for me to live my life in a way that's respectful to whoever is going to be my husband one day.
Okay.
So the serial thing, no, but
I like that.
I did have fun. So I think this is one and done for me, regardless of what happens.
So for the record, you can only do it 2 times. We do not have people on here 5, 6, 7, 8 times. So that
I think that maybe that connotation maybe in people's head, because when you see like some of the other versions, like the 20 and 1, all that stuff, you do see people on there like
the
back to back to back to back. Yeah, so I think that maybe what's flowing through somebody's head.
Let that
Glad
be
you
known.
cleared that up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even want to see you that many times. Here. Like now,
Obviously
outside of
nobody likes
here,
you giving
I wouldn't even want to hold somebody for the 5th time. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
You making me look crazy. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
Ain't that their final match?
Yeah, come on,
Right.
man. What you here for? Free snacks or something? All right. So looking back, what would you have done differently? Would you ask different questions or?
No, God ain't made no mistakes. I like it just the way it is.
Okay. What about you?
This man's a poet.
Yes, he is.
You can't really argue with that logic, I guess. I would say I didn't know what to expect, honestly. I wouldn't change anything because none of them popped on me until somebody asked a silly question. Anyway, but I wouldn't do it again, that's for sure. No offense, of course, to the show. I love it. It was just definitely a one-time experience, something to cross off the bucket list. End up actually matching with someone that was nice. Only time will tell, of course, where it goes. So yeah, I wouldn't change a thing.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
What would you have done differently? Would you ask different questions or anything?
I probably would have wore different shoes. Most people popped on me because of my height, which which was a thing. But I mean, other than that, no. I think the questions I asked were very intentional, and I was very serious about them. So honestly, those are questions I would probably ask any man that was trying to talk to me or pursue me. Like, what is your faith? What do you believe in? What does your day-to-day look like? I need to see how your day-to-day reflects what you say you believe. It's one thing to talk the talk, but it's living, being a man of God and being able to live in that realm, even though everybody makes mistakes, it's very easy to and not walk. So yeah.
Well, you was talking the talk. You say you be in the studio and you go to church. And walking a walk. What about you? You have any sentiments to doing anything different with your experience? You've come on the show 2 times, so we know we ain't gonna see you again.
Yeah,
so.
This would have been the last time anyway.
Yeah.
Something I would have done different. I can't really think of anything or any questions I would have asked. I think both episodes played out how they were supposed to. You know, I wasn't gonna find a match on that first episode. No. But then, Shy walked in and we ended up matching after, everything. So I'm like, it ended up working out.
There's a few things that I would have did different. The first thing is communication. I preach this all the time, but then I was a hypocrite because I didn't communicate effectively or at all. And definitely would have took the initiative to do a one-on-one before I just made a final decision and just be like, you know what, like just had that one-on-one and had that experience with her to understand what it could have been instead of just making that decision. But that's it. That's what I would have did.
I like the fact that he said that though, because I do think that level of accountability is good to have. I was also invited the night they did the podcast. I just ended up having a different kind of day. And I was there before, they actually started. But I think that that kind of accountability is important because we already had our one group night. So even in the back of my mind, I was like, he wasn't ever going to be there that night. But in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, we already had our group night. How many people are actually going off? So I think if you actually would have gone off and y'all would have actually sat down, I think it would have been totally different for the both of y'all. I think she would have felt more appreciated and seen by you and pursued by you. And I think she wouldn't have had the opportunity for you to get any kind of idea about, you know, whatever was going on. So
she would have been able to explain, like, no, it wasn't this had happened, and that's why my hand was right there.
Oh, God.
That sounds crazy.
Because that's what he said. You said something was on, like, you
No,
touched
I
him.
was being loud, and I
Oh,
realized
I
that
wish
I
I
was
was a fly on
being
the wall
loud
that night,
in
so I
his
could, you
ear.
know,
Yeah.
happen.
so
Like,
they
this
started
is guilty for me.
Just
Yeah.
a unconscious
as
reaction.
I realized I was being loud in his ear, I was like, "Oh, sorry, I'm loud. I'm in your
Yeah.
ear." It wasn't
Yeah.
like, "Oh my God, let me touch you
Yeah.
and tell you
Girl,
something."
don't
in
touch
your
me
ear.
like that.
Yeah.
You sure you wasn't just tripping then? If it was that, it sound innocent.
I literally said, "I said, oh, I'm
Was it
sorry, I'm
like
yelling in your
this, or was
ear."
it like this?
It was like,
No,
"Hey."
it wasn't.
Y'all
Y'all giving me a lot of
like
affection. I ain't been touched in a minute. Please don't do that.
I speak for you.
Don't do that. Don't
I'm
touch me like
let me
that no
speak as a
more.
woman.
Okay,
Let me speak as a woman. So no, it wasn't a hug, but it was
It
like
was too much contact.
it was just too much contact.
Not even eye
If
contact.
this is who you came with.
Okay. Oh,
I
damn,
mean,
that was grown. That was grown.
interestingly enough,
Damn.
I mean, I can see it from that perspective,
However,
but
if a conversation would have been had and she
Right, it
would have
could have
been able
been.
to say, oh, you know what, I see maybe how you could have gotten it, but it wasn't that I just laughed and, you know, reached out, whatever. It was very innocent or whatever. So without that full context, you can say what it looked like, but a communication would have sealed that.
True. The one thing that I know about most men, and I'm gonna say this wholeheartedly, and I don't care what y'all think, they don't want you talking to no man. Touching them, don't look at them, don't do none of that. So that would have just been the safest way to play that.
yeah, if we would have had some type of established,
you know what I'm saying?
we would have had
She
some
said that
type of
right. She said that
established
right.
type
right
of
here.
yeah.
It's crazy because, like,
Yes.
being in the middle, literally, but I definitely see the two aspects. Like, I see where she's coming from by saying, like, you know, the affection could have been too much for him, but I definitely feel where Anna coming from because as a woman, when you do feel pursued, when a man is making it plain, it's not, you don't, especially if, because it was already matched. Like, as soon as I came, I was like, damn, y'all look so good together.
I love
and
it.
it didn't seem like that. And I know just me and her being closer, she had a concern about the kids, but she really did want to see like what he was doing. So I really do, I wish it would have went differently for them.
I would say too, it 100% the energy between her and friends it could 100% just be innocent. Some females just have those universal personalities. They vibe with any and everybody. They can vibe with the laid back guy and the more energetic guy. And I don't mean I want none of y'all, you know, this is just what it is, you know what I'm saying? So naturally that's some women, they walk in a room and can just vibe with anybody, you know. So, but what would you have done different? Look at that.
Really, everything happens for a reason in this existence. So I was kind of overthinking it after the episode. I was like, oh, I could have. It was questions that I had, and I was just up there in the moment, and I didn't ask the questions that I wanted. Necessarily, like, what are you looking for in a woman, or what's your connection like with God, and so on and so on. But I'm pretty happy with it. Everything happens for a reason. So.
Okay. So speaking to what happened when you were actually out here, what advice would you give a future contestant?
The advice I give someone that wants to participate in this is to, you know, do a little, not homework before you come, but basically do a little homework. Write down, what do you want in a man? What do you want in a woman? Write down your deal breakers, what you don't want in a man or woman. And that's where just be yourself. And whoever's for you, they gon' click to you, baby.
Yes. Anybody else? Anybody else throw out any?
I think we on something else, but one thing I wish I would have did different. When that one girl said she liked them chocolate boys, I wish I'd have popped my balloon on her ass right there. I don't like you liking nobody in front of me, neither. Okay, go ahead. What we talking about?
I don't like you
You just had a flashback or
something.
something.
I don't like you liking nobody.
Everybody have flashbacks, but I forgot.
Again.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Yeah, what advice would y'all give future contestants? It's an open question to everybody.
I say be yourself. That's it. Be yourself. And what's for you is for you.
Facts.
Anybody else?
I agree with that. I'm gonna just add on to it. You know, being transparent and just just letting people know what it is or what it ain't. Like I said, I should have communicated. I mean, I think communication will just clear up a lot of things that you got in your mind.
Most definitely.
Instead of just assuming and just rolling with it, So yeah, communicate.
I would say don't have any expectations really. Because when you put expectations on something, you possibly miss out on something that could be short term or long term. You never know. You never know what the purpose of meeting people is for. You're not supposed to fall in love when you meet somebody. That's not how that works. So I would just say don't have any expectations. Don't put any limitations on stuff either. Saying what you won't do. You never know what you won't do or what you will do. And shut up. Anyway.
Wow,
You weren't even
freaky,
for real with
man.
that shut up. She thought it was shut up.
Right.
Because you weren't even for real.
You get on my nerves. Shut up. Anyway, see, he makes it hard for me to talk sometimes because I'm trying to talk and you looking at me. Stop it. Anyway, but no, for real though, just don't have any limitations on yourself. Like I said, I'm a pretty laid back person anyway. So when I asked the question of like, what do you like to do? And even though the one guy told me he liked the bowl, and then I was like, what's your best score? And he's like, you can't beat me. And I'm like, well, damn, okay. Like, I didn't say that.
He said, I don't know what it is, but I know you can't beat me.
I'm like, you don't even know what it is, but I can't beat you. That's giving competitive, and I'm very competitive, and I probably would have beat him. So just to beat you, at that point, type of shit. So, yeah. So, but I knew. First of all, when they told me that somebody was out here in a suit, I was like, that's me right there. So, because I love being a man in a suit, I don't care. You don't even got to wear one every day type shit, but if you can put one on and make it look good, that works for me. That also means you understood the assignment because y'all said to come dressed correctly.
Okay.
And out of the entire lineup, everyone else had on jeans and graphic tees, and I'm like, okay. But just like I said, I just really like his personality. That was and the way he looked too. I ain't gonna stunt. That helps. But he just made me laugh hysterically like the whole entire time. So, and while most people might think that that's a red flag and all that shit, you like, okay, yeah, well, no offense to everybody else, but it sounded like y'all all had those deep, intimate conversations and they didn't go nowhere. So
listen,
shit, I mean,
so
Yikes.
that is all my questions. Number one, I want to say thank y'all for coming out again. Before we wrap up this episode, do y'all have any questions, any comments that you would like to share?
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Hope you don't have to come back.
Yes. I won't be.
This is definitely an experience for the books. For real. I met a lot of talented, like-minded people, and that's really a gift.
Yep.
And I want to tell you, Shy, yes, be easy on Josh. He do be working hard. He does. He's like for real one of the best producing mix. Boy, the man is good, and he do really be in the studio. Now, I can't say all the time and shit like that, but I do know he be working hard.
I guess
he be working hard. He mastered the Lee Nix Volume 3, the anthology. All right, but anyway,
I really appreciate you for saying that because I do think if I had a concern about like the truthfulness of his whereabouts, that would be one thing. That's really not my concern.
He's definitely there. If you call him any time of day, he like, I'm at the studio, come right now. You're
have
like,
you
damn right.
Have you ever invited her to the studio?
Yes, but we ended up not going to the studio after the last show.
Oh yeah, that's right. We were supposed to go.
Yeah, my primary concern isn't really the truthfulness of his whereabouts. Like he never had a reason to lie to me. Everything he says is checked out fine. Even when I asked him about, the ex situation that I seen. I guess my primary concern with Josh is that I've asked him twice if he's seriously ready to date, and I will ask him one more time after I get done making my statement. The Bible says a man who finds a wife finds a good thing and has favor on his life. I'm not going to pursue any man. As he said before, I've already cooked for him. I've shown up. I've done my part. If that's not where he is, I totally respect that. But he's told me twice that's where he is. So for me, it's like, I understand. I support that. It's been very clear about who he is to the city of St. Louis and the artist. And I respect that. I love that God has given him a talent that he can manage well and that people can recognize. But I'm not a little girl. I don't play games. If you say you want me, you're going to have to come and get me.
If you don't want
And I'm ready
me,
to be
then
God.
don't want me, babe.
Dang.
I'm ready to be God.
Go ahead and free yourself.
I know you want to make eye contact with
Right.
Zion.
That's why I got the shades on. I was like, hold up.
You ain't got those
Go get
shades
the go get
on.
the
Yeah.
start storming that
Okay.
whorehouse on.
Respectfully. Very
Right.
well said.
You should come back after this air. You're gonna have some success. They're gonna be like, "Oh my God, she's here!" Yes,
For real.
Can I
yes.
ask? Can I ask about that?
Yes.
So if a man tell you he's intentional,
Yeah.
right? Does that mean that he has to make a sure, like, he give you a sure answer as to what you guys are at that moment, or you just want to know that he's intentional?
It's not about the relationship. When I asked if he was seriously dating, my vocabulary was asking him that, are you ready to pursue us in a way to figure out if we can get there? I never expected to be his girlfriend off rip just because we matched
for
and we
sure.
went to church together. But my thing is, his primary concern when we were on here was that I did not have enough time to date. We've had at least 2 planned dates that have been canceled because of his responsibilities. If he's in a space to where his responsibilities are not going to allow him to seriously get to know me, to see if we can get anywhere, I'm cool with that being said. But I've asked truthfully and I've been transparent and asked him twice if he's seriously ready to do that. And we haven't, other than the initial, time we went to church and me cooking for him, we haven't had any time to connect.
What other alternative is it to getting to know you other than taking you on a date?
I mean,
Could have went on a different type of date, or
I'm not.
That's what I'm saying.
It wouldn't have had to be a let's go sit down, eat. I'm a very versatile person. I love museums. We could have went to Barnes and Nobles. I love to read. We could have once again took our Bibles, went out, had a picnic, and discussed different scriptures. I'm not the type of person that money is everything because I make my own. Now, do you have to come with something? Absolutely, 100%. But my thing is, as a woman, I'm not going to be pursuing him and saying, hey, are you free this Thursday? Let's go on a date, when I've cooked for you and I've made myself available for the times that, you've asked me to.
So it's just lack of initiative that he take.
I'm not even going to say initiative. It's just, that's the perfect word for it. I don't, like, even with his lifestyle, when I met him, I knew what that came with. I'm not crazy about some of the late nights in the studio, but I respect his profession. He wouldn't be who he is if he wasn't that. So I respect that. But as a woman that's ready for something serious, it can't be I text you once in the morning, I don't hear from you till the next day. Or I plan this date, I get ready, I get my nails done, I get my toes done. I'm invested and excited to see you, and then I keep getting disappointed.
This is my last question.
Are you
So-
perfectly fine?
This is my last question. So is it okay for her to come into your space, like into this, because instead of pulling you away from what you're doing, is it any way that you feel like you could join what he's doing?
I would be okay with stepping into his world if I was invited. Like I said, I'm a woman that wants to be pursued. Like, I'm not going to beg him, hey, take me to the studio with you, because let's just be honest, when I get there, I'm still gonna have to, at some advantage, at some time, figure out my own thing to do. I'm not gonna be, hey, what you doing? What you working on this in front of his artist? Like, that's embarrassing. I'm not gonna do that. Would I love to join him and say, hey, let me see what you do, let me see how it is? Yes, but I haven't been invited to do that.
I think the thing for me, the reason that I haven't invited you after that first time was because we had a conversation, and I'm in the studio for hours and hours on end.
Mm-hmm.
You would have to be there with me for hours and hours on end, and that was something that you mentioned that you didn't really like.
Well, I can go home when I want to.
You can always leave.
Yeah, I can always leave, but I think, especially with the conversation we had, it was more so like, I'm never, look, 9 o'clock bedtime, 10:30, you're pushing it. But I would love I would love to be, but the thing is, I would love to be invited to where I can make that time, set up my day to where even if I'm not there at 2, 3 o'clock, even if it was an hour or so to see what he does and kind of that world, I would make the time to do that if I was
Bring him some chicken. Invite her and let her bring you some chicken and cheese fries and sit there and see how it goes.
Oh, I'm not. He asked me what I
Sometimes-
wanted.
Yeah.
He asked me what I wanted after I cooked for him. I still ain't got it, so I'm waiting on that. I'm not cooking no more until I get
Nah,
that.
nah, that's real. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, order some
She just
Uber
told me the other
Eats.
day.
You
I'm
ain't
like,
cooking no
Shit.
more.
Until I get my gift, no.
Oh
I'm
no,
not.
that's fair. That's reasonable. I give her that. That's reasonable.
Yeah,
I
that's
got
all.
you. Mhm.
Yeah, let her pull up.
Oh no, I need another plate. I ain't gonna lie.
Chill. Yeah. Okay.
I need what I asked for.
No, facts.
Are there any other closing words before we end? Because we're about to end.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
This for everybody in the comments calling me sassy and freaky and homeless and all that other shit. Check this out. I grew up to be who I wanted to be, bitch. I live in my dream house. I drive my dream car. And today I woke up and lived my dream. So eat my ass. All right.
And on that note,
we all know
Right.
everybody didn't drunk
Put
all
that
they
last
stuff.
part
Yours
out.
empty, mine's over
Yeah.
here.
I need some.
I need some more after that.
We you gonna fill them up?
Yeah.
Yes, so.
Let's fill them up.
Yes,
We done. You gotta go ahead.
Not
ma'am.
yet.
It's
No,
about
not
time.
yet. Not yet.
You're an
not yet.
angel. Oh, can I get some of that Stella
Yes,
Rose?
it's Stella Rosa.
Stella Rose.
We're gonna
after the show, it's the after
we're gonna just
party.
toast for this episode and then we'll end it.
All
Okay?
right.
Thank y'all so much too for coming out.
Oh, you're welcome.
I hope y'all feel even better.
I do.
Good.
definitely.
Good.
Oh my goodness.
Good. Feel even better.
I'm glad we got this opportunity as well.
Yeah. And then I'm a little sad some of y'all say y'all ain't coming back. I'm like, damn.
I'm not opposed to
You can
it.
come hang out with me one more time. Like, let's
I'm
play
good
some.
You're a
on it.
vibe.
Can I
You
just
are
come
a
and kick it
vibe
with
to
you and just
experience.
watch? 'Cause
Yes.
I'll come and kick it with you and watch.
And watch.
Yeah, I'll just watch. That's cool. You know, I'll
I
definitely do
have
that.
some of y'all come here and coach some people.
Yeah, yeah, that's a great idea.
All right,
Follow me
everybody,
for more
pinkies
advice.
out. He said pinkies out. Thank
Pinkies
y'all
out.
for coming out. This is season 2 mini reunion with the matches, catching up, getting into some hard questions, being honest, being transparent, taking accountability. Y'all are so awesome. I wish y'all so much success on y'all journey of love. Okay, thank y'all.
Likewise.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Clink, clink, a clink, a clink, 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 clink,
Yeah.
Y'all know
clink.
I'm vertically misaligned.
Thank y'all for watching this episode. Bye bye.